The focus now turns to the party's position in the German parliament, where the debate is whether they should be banned entirely. A nuclear option fraught with legal hurdles and that may help rather than hinder the far right.
And we can get more on this from our political correspondent, Simon Young. Simon, we've seen thousands of people protesting against the AfD, and yet the party is doing really well in the polls. Can you explain to us why that is?
Well, in terms of the protests against them, I think it's clear that for many years people have been warning about the rise of the populist far right and the AfD Alternative for Germany party in particular, saying it's essentially a sort of neo-fascistic front organisation and it represents a threat to democracy. The supporters of the AfD, though, of course, say, well, you know, we have genuine concerns, and this is the party that we think is addressing them. It's clear that there's a lot of frustration at the moment with the current coalition government, which is very unpopular. Many people think that it's not getting a grip on the big issues, in particular migration, which is the issue that the AfD has put at the centre of its campaigns, but also a range of other things. We've seen the protests from farmers, for instance, recently, and there have been many other things that people have been demonstrating about and are unhappy about. They feel in many parts of Germany it's time for a change, and that, I think, is the main thing that explains the surge in support for this far-right group.
And calls to ban the AfD party, though, are getting louder from people who are against the AfD. Can you explain to us why people who are anti-AfD, why do these people want the party banned completely?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, you know, many people are characterising the AfD not as a real democratic political party. They have used the democratic electoral process to get themselves elected here to the parliament, to Germany's Bundestag. But they say they're not really Democrats. They, for instance, have links to other far-right organisations. That's the revelation that has been made by journalists in recent days that has got everyone very alarmed and I think has ratcheted up the temperature in this debate, saying that, you know, these people want to deport large numbers of foreigners back to other countries. That smacks of a sort of neo-fascistic idea, and people are very worried about what it means for society. So an attempt to ban the party, of course, it's very controversial, likely to take a long time, and may well allow them to paint themselves as victims of a sort of mainstream party conspiracy.
DW political correspondent Simon Young. Simon, thanks so much for that.